there, it's your girl Z from transvoicelessons.com, and in this video we are going to listen to the last 15 years of my singing voice evolving. We're going to go and listen to the very earliest audio file I have, and we're going to listen to the most recent audio file I have of my singing voice. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, I am transgender, shocker, which means about the first 10 years of this timeline is all going to be in a masculine or sort of male presenting singing voice, and then we get to start to see how I shift my voice over time to where I sing now. Another thing I want to say is I started writing music when I was 14 years old, and some of my earliest pieces are extremely cringe, extremely embarrassing, so let's get started. So this first example, you're not really going to be able to hear much singing, but it is the very earliest audio file I have of my singing voice on recording. This is in 2006. Okay, so I can't stand that. I can barely hear the voice at all. There's a huge lip plosive pop sound. I'm kind of out of tune. I'm just kind of all over the place with it. So that is the very earliest recording I have of my singing voice. Now, also in 2006, a little bit later, I have another one.
Through space, and I am already gone.
My God. Definitely influeed by the whole emo, post-punk kind of thing. Not the greatest sound. On. So much nasal. So yeah, that's 2006. Not much to say about that other than cringe. Okay, so if 2006 wasn't cringy enough, I made this joke song called Dance Party Mania. And I'll just play it.
Dance Party Mania. Come on. Yeah. Dance Party Mania.
It's so bad.
Let's dance. You got it. All right. Let's do it and make it right.
And make it right. I feel like I'm singing like Nickelback or something like that in a weird, like electro, like early 2000s kind of way. Okay, so that's probably the cringiest thing I've ever created in my entire life, and I cannot believe I just showed this to the internet. Now, fast forward about 8 months, and then you get this. Definite improvement already, right? Like, that's definitely not as bad as Dance Party Mania. Starting to get vocal fills, whoa, stuff like that. There's 2007 in a nutshell. This is from 2008. It was right after Viva La Vida by Coldplay came out, and I decided I would do an electronic version of Viva La Vida, so this is that.
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I'll sleep.
I mean, it's really not that bad compared to some of the other ones, but there's still that that like emo boy kind of thing coming out all over it.
Reason I can't explain. Once you go there, there was never ruled the world.
I would never phrase it that way now. So that's what we're hearing here. Okay, now in 2009, I started a progressive rock project or rock metal project with one of my best friends. I was singing, I wrote all the drums and did some other stuff, and he played guitar. Now I'm gonna warn you, this is super auto-tuned. This is back when like auto-tune was like the vibe or like the aesthetic, like 2009, 2008. So much auto-tune on it, it's really hard to even hear my voice, but I'm definitely like, kind of belting and going for it. I already started to push my voice a lot higher. So that's this project, and there's some of my auto-tuned rock singing. So I hope you all enjoy that. Okay, so here is where some stuff actually starts to happen. In 2010, I had been composing now for about 5 years or so, and I was composing a ton. I had made my mind up that I was going to be a composer in this world, and that was all I was going to do. So I actually started to improve a lot. Here are 2 things. This is from October in 2010.
So much to find out.
That intonation.
Talking to you, and I know this couldn't be right.
Not bad.
Oh, I swear.
A little bit later that year in December, I made this.
Let us feel love and make it right. 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 Let us feel love and make it right.
So I hope you guys like these. I definitely feel that my voice is already improving a ton in these 4 years or 5 years that we've been listening to stuff so far. So let's go ahead and see what comes after this. Okay, so I only have one from 2011. I actually started singing a lot less at the end of 2010, early 2011. I started focusing more on music composition and sound design and audio production. However, I did record this.
But I've been waiting for somebody new like you to step right in and save me. I hope I live up to your loving expectation.
And that's very much like the sound of the emo acoustic guitarist in like early 2010, late 2000s.
Let's look at the stars tonight.
That's pretty cringe to me. No. Now, I feel this is really one of the first ones so far that we can really hear singing. You know, like I'm really actually trying to make it sound a certain way. I'm really trying to record it so it's clear and the voice is up front. And that's what we've got for 2011. Okay, so here is my metal band in 2012 with me playing drums and singing. And that's really not that bad. I don't really mind it. There's also this part here in the song. And I actually really like that. I can't really make fun of that. Now, I do think there's a bit too much effects on the first part of it, you know. The biggest takeaway I have from 2012, I was non-stop doing music. I was juggling on my solo project, juggling a metal project, and juggling all my schoolwork at the same time. Okay, so I don't have anything for 2013. I wasn't really making a lot of music with my voice at that time. I was doing a lot of instrumental music, but I do have this stuff here from 2014 that I'm going to share with you. This is from my solo album, Lania Kia. This is from Lania Kia, and it is the title track. I do like that a lot. This one's time, space. Weird that I don't adjust my vocal tract when I'm changing that. The biggest takeaway at the end of 2014 for me is a bit more control. Things are starting to sound better. The intonation's getting better. The delivery still has this like edge of emo boy in it, which I don't really like. So we'll see how that evolves. Alright, if you've made it this far, we are just about to get to the best part. 2015 is when I first came out and when I realized that I needed to change my voice. So I started doing a lot of voice. And the first thing I want to show you all is this piece I made called Giga.
With every little shuffling footstep I find you are closer to the center. Fractionalization always begins with the multiplication of self-identity.
I think it's all really cool. I started to move in more of a jazz direction around 2015. At this point, I really started to understand the value of vowel and consonant. So I made this little section here to like play with like different vowels contrasting. One thing that really stands out about these is like I'm trying to sing higher, I'm trying to reach for more space, but whenever I reach for a really high note, you can hear that my resonance doesn't keep track with it, so I end up falling down to a lower harmonic, and then I end up with this sort of muffled or circular or round or hooty or hollow kind of sound, like that kind of sound. That's really characteristic of when someone's reaching for a higher note and they don't have the ability to shrink the vocal tract to scale with that note. So instead, if they keep their vocal tract the same or even larger, we can hear the resonance drops down a harmonic and then the whole thing just changes quality. So I'm still hearing that a lot in 2015. Alright, and now we get to 2016. At this point, I'm out. I had changed all of my stuff over from my old name to Zia Rose. I started my YouTube channel and all that stuff, and I made this little vocal piece here. I actually made 2 vocal harmonies I'd like to share, and both of these are available on my music YouTube channel if you want to check them out. Too many complaints about this, you know. I'm starting to couple my pitch and my resonance better together when I'm reaching in certain directions. It's still not perfect. My articulation's getting better. My intonation is a lot better. It also seems like I'm able to balance vocal weight better. Like the sections that need to cut through, I'm adding more weight to, and the sections that I want to pull back, I'm removing weight from. So let's take a listen to this.
Mary had a little lamb.
See, little lamb. I'm starting to like keep scale as I go up in pitch. Still not perfect, but it's definitely not like as cracky or hollow as the other stuff so far.
Little lamb, little lamb.
Except for right there.
Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow.
So my ear's starting to get better, my ability to harmonize is starting to get better, I'm able to sing more angular lines, I'm starting to get better relationship between my pitch and my resonance, some really cool stuff starting to happen here. I still, however, sound like a damn boy. Now in 2017, I'm already a year into my transition. I'm working a lot with a feminine voice. I'm still not super confident with it. If you watch my timeline, you'll know about where I was in the process then in 2017. I revisited Giga, that piece that we listened to in 2015, and I wanted to try to redo it and make it so it was a mixed gender thing. So I had masculine singing, feminine singing, and androgynous singing. And I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of highlights of that, which I actually really like.
You are closer to the center. Fractionalization always begins with the multiplication of self-identity.
Way more fluidity. There's more of the smoothness in the way that I'm connecting pitches. There's still some weird articulation things going on, but it's just so much smoother and cleaner. And those low notes are actually pretty nice. Now you can also hear some of the first evidence of me trying to feminize my singing voice right here. And then I also kind of went really feminine with this sound as well. The part in the background, and you can hear it's quite feminine actually. infinity. My mouth is like so little. Come on, sisters. Let's not keep our R2 so high. So this is where I was going through with this process. I was really trying to create like a mixed gender kind of song in 2017 with this. I really wanted to do it all feminine, but I didn't feel like I was able to be as free as I wanted with my voice, so I ended up doing it kind of a compromise. Okay, so here we go. 2018 is where things really pop off. I'm teaching voice feminization at this time. I'm constantly working on improving my singing voice, constantly working on improving my speaking voice, and I got a lot done. So the first thing we're gonna listen to is a rap piece that I made called Liminal Bars. It's really explicit. I'm not gonna play all of it here, but let's just take a listen to some of it.
Bitch, I'm standing tall, but I'm only 5'6". High stocks, long stock, strong mix. I may seem a little shrouded in mystery, and you wanna know a little bit about my history. Well, I grew up doing music composition, then I metamorphosed to out of transition.
Now, I'm not like super, to me this doesn't really pass, like it probably does to most other people, but to me my voice doesn't really pass here, so I'm just kind of doing my best. I was really proud of it at the time, but in retrospect, it's not my sound.
About my history, well, I grew up doing music composition, then I met a...
Right there, I dropped resonance. Did you hear that? Oopsie. At this point, I was starting to feel confident that I could feminize my singing voice, and it was starting to work for me, so I decided I wanted to do an entire tune that was all about singing and all about vocal fronted kind of stuff, and I wanted to make it sound feminine, and I wanted to make it pop, and I wanted to make it hit. So this was the first demo, Window Pane.
When your lips press against mine, the whole world stops as your winter eve, as you are moaning out.
One of the biggest things about this time is I'm actually starting to have passively higher resonance across my entire singing voice. I was starting to get to a place where I could just sing and it would just sound feminine without me having to do much. And then the times where it would break apart is when I would reach for those higher notes or reach for a different degree of intensity, and I would either not scale my resonance up with it or not balance my weight properly. I actually have so many different audio files for 2019 that I could share. At this point, I was starting to feel like my voice sounded feminine, simple. And here was the first thing I recorded in 2019. This is called Fashion. It's like a hip-hop pop song. Maybe you've heard it. It's on this channel and my music channel.
Dig me at your local music shop, in my crop top, looking like a lollipop, pop, stunting with my parasol, SPF, no aerosol, porcelain like a China doll, falling for me, babe, want me bad, boy, it is my retinol. Yeah, I love the skincare, yeah, I shake my thick hair. Yeah. Alive and well, things feel like they're always on the up, 'cause I'm glowing all the way home, I swear I'm glowing.
Now this is a pop tune, so I auto-tuned the crap out of it because that's just what pop tunes do. And I can't believe we made it all the way here, but we are now in the year 2020. A lot happened for me in 2020. I released a piece called Sola, and Sola is one of my pride and joys. I did it all in 1 week. There was several thousand recording takes, and it turned into this, which to this day I think is one of my better vocal performances. Interestingly, I believe this is the most natural, comfortable, confident, and balanced my voice has sounded out of all of this. Out of the last 14 years, this piece right here really culminated to where I felt confident and comfortable with my speaking voice. There's no effects, it just is what it is. Now, another thing happened in 2020 vocally that I'm very proud of as well.
I'll beware for all the planes. I am here aware of all the things
So at this point in 2020, I understand voice. I understand how to control my voice. I understand how to control other people's voices through behavioral word craft. And I'm really comfortable and confident with the way that I sound. And those last two pieces were very much the declarative statement to the universe that yes, I am in control of my voice, I own my sound, and I get to control the destiny of my sound. Technique-wise, what has changed? Well, a lot. I control weight so much better. When I'm composing, I'm thinking strategically of where to bring in weight, where to remove weight, how the balance of all the harmonies need to play against each other, which harmonies need to have more weight or less weight than others, what the resonant combination is between all the pitches and all of the vocal tract structures for each of the harmony lines, and what am I really trying to say with it. I think about these things constantly when I am composing on an intuitive level, not a conscious level. But that's the biggest change, is I understand how to use my voice, how to balance it, and how to create something with it that I want to create. Lastly, we have 2021. I moved across the country here, and now I'm sort of settling in. So I haven't made a lot of vocal music, but I have started this piece, which I'm going to give you all a sneak peek. Just remember, this is like pre-production, this is all demo stuff, but here's a little taste of where we're at now. So there you have it, 15 years of singing, nearly to the day. All right, now last but not least, let's go ahead and listen seamlessly from the very beginning to the very end how the voice has developed. Let's go.
You will wait and see today. I already know you. For some reason I can't explain. Once you now we're alive. My heart's talking to you, and I and trace the constellations until the morning. Color and discover a musical color. With every little shuffling footstep I find you are closer to. Mary had a little lamb. With every little shuffling footstep I find as your winter eve, as you are moaning. Alive and well, and things feel like they're always on the up, because I'm glowing. I'd see you again.
So thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please just post down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it interesting, amusing, or helpful. If you'd like to support the work I'm doing on this channel, please just check me out on Patreon. If you would like to work together in private lessons or work with trans voice lessons in some capacity, please just feel free to email us at support@transvoicelessons.com. And if you'd like to check out my music, you can check out the link down below, which is provided. And otherwise, thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. Cheers.